Hi, morning. Oh, that does seem to be working. Anyone there? Absolutely no one. I just thought, you know what? This is something I've never done: is go live on YouTube in an impromptu way. And you know what? I've got 5 minutes, 10 minutes. There's one person, two people, but I don't know who they are. If anyone got any questions, this is me using my YouTube site as promised. Three people. Hello. Any questions? Hi, Anna Jones. Are you the Anna Jones that writes the cookbooks? Because if you are, let me tell you, they're great. Do you know who I'm talking about? I bet it's not Anna Jones. Anna Jones, food writer. There we are, annajones.co.uk. Is that you? Hello, everyone. Hello, morning. Hi, Claire. Hi, Emily. Hi, Olivia. Hi, Natalie. Hi, Jack. Hi, Chris. Hello from Singapore. Hello. That is, can I like that? No, I can't. Can't do that. But hi, good morning, says Carol. Good morning, Susan. Good morning, Purple Matilda. Right now. Morning, everyone. Francesca, Francis, Lucy. Anyone got any questions? Anyone bored and want a bit of a Gareth Malone chat? Um, I know that there's been great excitement on over on Instagram, where I've been spending most of my time during lockdown, um, about my tomatoes, which are now out. Now, I don't know, probably quite boring to just go on about tomatoes the whole time, but I planted all of them out. I planted about 12 plants in different parts of the garden, so fingers crossed. I'm a soprano, Claire, but lost some of my top notes. Well, that's difficult to say why. I mean, your voice can change after an illness, pregnancy, with age, um, if you're not lack of use. So hard to say exactly why. Am I sad about the beard? Oh yeah. Do you know what I did that thing where you trim, and I over trimmed, and now I'm just going tomorrow. I think. What's going to happen to the videos we sent in? There's a video being made. That's a really great question. Anna Jones, you haven't owned up to whether you are the Anna Jones who writes cookbooks. Um, so Francis is asking you about video. There's a video being made at the moment, which I've seen a little tiny bit of, and it looks really cool. Any fun short songs that I can sing with the kids? I mean, uh, bungalow, 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 bungalow. My hands are high, my knees are low, and this is how I bungalow, and then you make up a bungalow dance, bungalow, bungalow. My hands are high, my knees are low, and this is how I bungalow, 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 bungalow. There we are. It's one of the few warm ups that I can do without fear that I mean, there's a whole minefield of warm up songs that I'm going to get sued for copyright. I'm going to sing something in a foreign language I don't understand that is actually obscene or something. But bungalow, I think, is bungalow okay as a word? I don't even know anymore. Is there a chance we could do two practices a week instead of one? I think not at the moment, just because I mean, I know I don't look busy at the moment, but I have been incredibly busy with the program. Because what we do once the program is done, we then go back and look at the sound and make sure that that's all okay. And I get very, very absorbed and involved with all that. So hyped up for the show. Could you make all of the big performance available on BBC One? That would be cool, wouldn't it? I'll ask them. Tomatoes are very exciting, says Purple Matilda. Hope bungalow is okay. I live in one. Well, there we are, so it's fine. Um, I mean, obviously, everyone's been singing my dog is a good dog. Oh, and there's here comes Sally walking down the alley. Here comes Sally, just like that. Here comes another one, just like the other one. Here comes Sally, just like that. Well, I went to the doctor, and what did I see? A great big man from Tennessee. Bet you $5 I could whoop that man. Bet you $5 I could whoop that man. Weird song. I think that's from Singing Playgrounds or something like that. Always found it quite strange. Do you come from a musical family? Yes. Yes, but only amateur. How did I get into it? Just kind of by just making it happen, by, I don't know, just always doing music whenever there was an opportunity. And there you go. Who stole the cookie? Who stole the cookie from the cookie jar? Yeah, I don't know that one. I can't remember the words. Any other questions? So Tom is very hyped up. That's good. Have you thought of asking Hilary Davin Weston to do a guest slot? That's a really good idea. Hilary is doing. Hilary's a man. Hilary's doing the. He's the music director of the Military Wives Choirs now, and a very excellent fellow he is. Any tips for how to enjoy music practice? Yes, that is a subject that exercises me greatly. Um, it's never going. If we're talking about children here, it's never going to be fun, 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 fun. But you can make it fun. You can do timers. I think timers are brilliant. Right, we're going to do this for 30 seconds, or we're going to do this for a minute, um, or the whole practice is just 5 minutes long. So you make it manageable, and you do it often, every single day. That is, to be honest, that's the trick. Is like I'd rather do 2 minutes. I'd rather they picked it up, went boo, and then put it down, and they did the same every day. I think that's the way you inculcate a culture of practice. And not that I was the best, but anyway, since we're working in my house. And the other thing I would say is, if you have a load of pieces to play, you can roll a dice. This is something I got from my kid's music teacher. You roll a dice, so you number them and go, right, which piece we're going to do next? Oh, number one, great, woo! And it's just a bit of fun. Um, what else can you do? I mean, sticker charts, 100% sticker charts. Star practice, that was a brilliant one. Right, you get a special star for that one. That one wasn't so good. Not when I got one. The other thing that I've done is counting the practices. So I started right at the beginning, like that's practice one, okay, that's practice two, and now you're on practice 700, and then you get a treat with every 50 or every 100, or the music related one, so it's sort of incentivizing. Um, there's a kind of more kind of practice for teenagers. I mean, practice for teenagers. I mean, it's hard. It's really hard. I mean, just thinking back to my own time as a teenager and how to practice as a teenager. Oh man, I didn't really want to, but I think that it's a bit of stick and carrot, isn't it? I think there have to be rewards. You know, if you get your grade X, then you will get a pink violin or whatever it is. I know that kind of thing can work. Or like buying music books that are of artists that they really like. If they can read music, you'll if you do this number of practices, then you'll get the One Direction songbook. Is that a thing? Probably is. I shouldn't be rude about One Direction. Excellent. Um, Anna Jones really, really playing her cards close to her chest and will not admit whether she's Anna Jones that makes that does the food books. Tips from me in 13. I sing and play the ukulele and struggle to read music. Is it something I should invest more time into learning? Says Lucy Dow. You're 13. I'm assuming that's what you mean. Tips for me. Lucy Dow says, I'm 13 and I sing and play ukulele and I struggle to read music. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that I think that there's a lot of people are sort of bad mouthed music reading, and as if it sort of spoils your natural understanding of music. I think that's absolute rubbish. It's like saying the only real way to appreciate a story is by doing it orally, and books actually just spoil the natural quality of. I just don't believe that. I think that music, written sheet music, can be a world opening. It's a tool into a whole world of music. A tool, a doorway. It's a gateway. It's a gateway and a tool. It operates in two ways, both as a gateway and as a tool. And I think it's worth investing in it because it's not as complicated as all that. I mean, genuinely, there are some great apps. Let me just look. What's the app that I've been using? There's a couple of the ABRSM, the Associated Boards of the Royal Schools of Music. They have a couple. There's some sight singing ones. If you put sight singing into the app thing on your phone, you'll find some. I'm just trying to look up. Oh, I've got a great one called Music. It's called Musical Meter. I'll show you. Can you see that? Not terribly well. musical meter, and it's a game, so it's great for kids because it gets them into the idea of reading left to right, and that's really fun. Um, I hope all that helps. It's a good way to start, I think. Apps. I've been following along and sending my videos with my parts. Included, yes, I'm sure. Don't worry, they've all gone into the pot. The BBC and the BritBox needs to add a Gareth Malone section for all your amazing shows. Thank you. Well, that would be nice, wouldn't it? We do Brothers in Arms. Oh, I do love Brothers in Arms. I did it on my album, available in the shops right now. Well, not shops, obviously, because there aren't any record shops, are there? Does that even exist anymore? Like, well, yes, but not for mine. Yeah, it's on my Christmas album. Any tips on how to teach harmony to beginners? Yeah, actually, harmony to beginners. I think that if you're someone who teaches music and you're trying to get people to learn harmony, it's about having well, firstly, rounds, wheels on the bus, that isn't wheels on the bus is not a round, Gareth. No, I'm thinking of London Bridge is falling down. No, that's not a round either. The London's burning. Thank you. See where I went there? London buses. London's burning. So start with rounds and then build up with simple parts. Parts that where you do one part, like you do be do, and the other parts sha la 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 la, that kind of thing. Mango, 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 mango. That one. Do you know that one? That's a great little thing. Kiwi, 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 and then watermelon. Sorry, a bit early. So you're each doing a separate part, but maybe in little groups, or just the two of you, once it's really solid. But don't start too early, I'd say. Oh, you've been following me since you were 8. That's nice. Thanks, Lucy. La la la, my fair lady. London Bridge is falling down. Don't know what's going on there. Do you have any advice for confidence? I'd say, Emily Richardson, that the question I get asked most is, how do I improve my confidence? And I always answer the same. It's a question of starting small and building up. I mean, if let's think about me on YouTube, okay? So I'd say about 12 weeks ago, I'd never been on YouTube, and I came on every night, and I was incredibly nervous and really energized, and really, I'm broadcasting to the world. And here I am, and actually, it's only 77 people, but you do it once, you do it again, and you just become habituated to it. So it's simply about starting small in the way that feels comfortable, and then pushing yourself slightly out of your comfort zone. So if you're frightened of singing to one person, sing to, do a recording, and when you're happy with that, share that with a person. If you can't do it live, then do it live. Then maybe sing to 2 people. Then go and join a group or sing in an online choir, for example. I mean, I know going and joining a group isn't exactly easy at the moment. Let's have a look. What else have we got? Any other questions? Do I offer online singing lessons and tutorials? Not really. I don't actually. I don't tend to do one-on-one stuff outside what I do on the series, just because of time, to be honest. I've just been so busy. But I'm thinking of making this channel a place where I can do tips and videos, and this is just a chat at the moment. But I'm thinking about maybe doing something a bit more solid. Like today, we're going to deal with X. If you think that's a good idea, let me know. So good at making us feel like you're having a one-to-one conversation. Yeah, well, I mean, it's 1 to 87 at the moment, but thanks for liking it, by the way. Oh, do subscribe. I'm assuming that if you are watching this, you're a subscriber. So thank you for subscribing. Anna Jones, my craft life, I have the same problem. I feel more comfortable as soprano, but sound better as an alto. I mean, look, the thing about the alto soprano, mezzo soprano, which is halfway between the two, or tenor or baritone or bass, basso profundo, all of these, they're names. They're simply names. So they don't define you as a singer. And every voice is different. Every voice has a slightly different range. Broadly speaking, we fit into those categories. And within choir, it's useful because usually we have four parts. So we want to, somebody on the top, somebody doing the next line down. It just works. It's a very useful way, but it doesn't necessarily follow that everyone fits exactly in. And there are always going to be bits that some people will find easy. So some people have naturally very high voices and will find all the high stuff easy, but they won't be able to sing any of the low stuff. And that's where you step in. And that's the great thing about a choir. It's a team effort. So don't get too hung up on it. But generally speaking, we are either verging on the high side or verging on the low side within our voice category, within, broadly speaking, male or female. That's what tends to happen. Great, Sarah Turner. Been with you said day one, a day oneer, and then lots of tomato emojis. Please start a singing academy on YouTube. Would be amazing to build a community and share our experience. Yeah, okay. Priyanka Aurora. That's a good thought. My son is doing a Black Lives Matter project this week. I'm going to get him to watch the thoughts you shared. Oh, great. Fantastic. Well, I mean, by all means, but definitely go to some Black people is my strong feeling. Any particular things that I have read that may be useful for his research? I mean, I've actually shared quite a lot. If you go onto my Instagram, I've shared quite a lot of things. To be honest, if you put hashtag Black Lives Matter into any, YouTube, or you'll find the stuff. Things like Martin Luther King, those what's the word? Defining videos. I would definitely start with those sorts of things. They're very inspiring. But check out some British people as well. How do I get rid of a bubble on my at B flat below middle C? So we're talking sort of. That's a good question. So this is a question from Richard about what some people call the break in the voice. So you start in what feels like the low part of your voice, the chest register, it's sometimes called. Not that it really comes from the chest, it all comes from the voice, but we experience it in the chest and it's weighty, so it feels like chest, whereas the head voice is all light and thin and feels like it's coming from the head. We experience more of the resonance in the head. In actual fact, all that's happening is the vocal folds are being pulled in different ways. So when we make a chesty sound, they're very thick and very sort of hard to maneuver. Whereas when we're making a kind of light head voicey sound, that's much thinner and they can flex more easily. What's happening with the break is you're going between one setting and another setting. So you're going you're sort of doing that. You need to change gear halfway through. The way through that is to not use the chest voice, or to limit yourself and go, okay, well, I won't take my chest voice above that. So you either flip into a different, in pop, you flip into a different setting. In classical singing, we just don't use the chest register in that way. We'd go rather than and forcing all that chest energy out. Hope that helps. So you sort of take the bottom up. It's one of my favorite phrases. Bottoms up. Any tips on music production for making an 80s style song? Delays. That's my tip. Use delays. When doing harmonies, do you put mezzos on a soprano or alto? Great question. Whatever's comfortable for them. I mean, there's some mezzos. Sometimes a mezzo is so useful in an alto line because they can really help those top notes just be a bit more effortless. But equally, a mezzo will add weight and volume, tone with a richer voice to a soprano line, but may struggle with the really floaty high notes. So it's just about teamwork. And I think when I'm in a choir situation and I've got lots of people in front of me, I will often balance them and go, right, if you two sit next to each other because you've got complementary voices, you get a little bit of mezzo weight in a section, and then you put the soprano, the lighter sopranos round, those sorts of things. Thinking about it like that, like a team, right? You're going to sing these bits. That's where I need these voices to really come through, and that's where I don't want I don't want my mezzos forcing to sing the top notes. Just let the people who find that easy do the work. Hello, Gareth. Will our GBHC videos be featured on the program tomorrow? No, nothing. Well, there'll be. I don't. Do you know what? I haven't actually seen the program. It's on tomorrow night at 9 o'clock, I think, prime time. Nice. Yeah, so I haven't seen it, but I believe that at the beginning there's a roundup of the Great British Home Chorus and how the whole thing began, and then I kind of get to know individuals. Somebody was asking earlier, what are the kits? You might have seen that my team sent little sort of iPads with a camera attached, so that people could communicate with me and we could film. And communicate in two directions. So that's what that's about. But yeah, come episode 3, which is in, I want to say like 2 weeks' time, essentially, isn't it? Because this next Ep 2 is in 1 week, and yeah, it's in 2 weeks' time. Ep 3 is going to feature the This Is Another Storm, from which I had many audio clips. Will You Are My Sunshine be in the program? No, I can definitely say that it won't. But the single is done. Oh yeah, that's news. It's done. We signed it off yesterday. So don't be sending in your videos. The single's done. The EP is done. I think we've got final audio going in to get sort of finessed at the moment. Gets mastered, is that what they call it? How did you choose those people you were communicating with? I mean, it really was a case of looking for people in the in frontline situations, people who were people applied. Firstly, we had 15,000 applications. It was insane, but so there's a lot of sifting through and looking for people who were nurses, doctors, people who were already doing some singing. And this isn't a program about me teaching people from scratch. That would have been impossible in this circumstances. It's a program about me working with people who are already musical but are in extraordinary situations and making music with them about what they're doing. So that's, I suppose, the difference from some of my previous series. What are the videos for? The videos, if you've been sending for a video, we're making a video of the EP. Thanks to you, I've been asked to create a singing well-being group. Would you ever be a guest speaker? Please, with the cherry on top, says Judith Lake. Maybe. I mean, subject to time. Do get in touch. Oh, thanks, Judith. I just joined, says someone. So Judith Lake, there we are. The little plug for you, Judith. Hello, fabulous Mr. Malone. Thanks very much. Have you seen my very serious Great British Home Chorus news items? No, Claire Wortley, I haven't. Am I excited for the big meetup, says Anna Jones. Yes, I jolly well am. I mean, I'm frankly excited for anything, because here I am in my room again. Yeah, I am excited about that. I can't wait to do something where there's more than one person in a room. Wow, look, we've got 113 people here. Can't wait to watch the documentary. There's a very good songs. I can go to the piano actually. We can give you a sneak peek. So if anyone was on, if you saw this morning, we had Hannah on BBC Breakfast. Sarah sadly not available. I think she was on shift. But there's Hannah and Sarah, fantastic, a doctor and a nurse. The other way around, a nurse and a doctor. And they've written this song. How's it go? It goes. Wow, I actually can't remember how it goes. I've got that classic thing where I've got a different song in my head, which is a song that I wrote, but it's not the one. It's not the right one. How's it go? Oh dear, I can't remember. Well, let me look for another question while I'm looking. Well, I'm sure it's going to come to me. Oh yeah. silence. Let us all be still. It's a lesson to learn. Moment in time. That's all you're getting for now, and that was the bit that was on BBC Breakfast this morning, I think. I got very excited. Love the clips on BBC Breakfast this morning. Yeah, so that was Sarah. Well, you saw Hannah first. She's the nurse who was speaking on the program, and then I think you also saw a clip of Sarah singing "He's Just Amazing" and me screeching because Sarah had written a poem, but we didn't really have the song finished. We had a verse and then something of a second verse, but it wasn't really working. We had a chorus, and then Sarah comes in, as you'll see on the program. I don't want to give the whole plot away, but I said, well, just sing something from just make it up from your poem, and she just, bam, first go. It's absolutely brilliant. Wearing my t-shirt right now. Excellent. Glad to hear it. Is Dr. Sarah the same doctor that made a beautiful song video at the beginning of lockdown that went viral? I think it is her. Yes. Yes, it is. And yeah, and she's a choir member too. Sorry, Gareth. What are all the videos for? For a video. Let's meet at Wembley or the O2. I mean, I think we'd need somewhere big, wouldn't we? Fancy visiting us in Cardiff? I do. Yeah, I fancy going anywhere. I'm going to be going out. I'm going to be looking for any excuse, frankly. Jan Stott, subscribe and you'll get a notification. There we are. Now, there's an incentive to subscribe to my channel. But thank you so much. I've gone from about 10 subscribers to 9,000 in the space of a week, which is amazing, really gratifying. And I'm definitely up for more YouTubing. When I built the studio, I had people say, "Oh, you should get some cameras installed and do YouTubing," and I was kind of skeptical. And actually, it has been brilliant because it's a great way to communicate and kind of have yeah, I don't know, just have people come in here. I mean, that's sort of what it's for. What are you currently watching on Netflix? Oh, I just watched a thing about Cuban spies that was all right. If you like Narcos, which is amazing, Narcos Mexico, I love that. I really recommend that, but it's violent. I don't know if you're into violence. So, I love the Sage Gateshead. Says me, but that's yeah, it's a bit small, unfortunately. I think there are going to be too many of us. Thank you for the rehearsals. Haven't had much courage to sing since having children. My voice changed pitch. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, Julia Garner. A lot of women say that. I obviously don't have any direct experience, but I have spoken to opera singers who say that they've lost, or actually not lost so much, but they've gained an extra like tone or maybe even a minor third at the bottom of their voice. And I definitely perceive that as women become mothers, their voice takes on a kind of richer timbre that makes you sound more adult. I mean, I think that happens, when I watch back shows from that I made when I was 29, 30, my voice does sound lighter and slightly higher pitch, and I think everything just sort of settles in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and your voice naturally changes with age, and I think that's totally normal. Well, let's do some Cuban music. What a great idea. My voice, Rebecca Mount Stevens says, my voice has definitely improved doing this. Was meant to join a new choir before lockdown, but that got cancelled. Yeah, I mean, interesting, because I think a lot of people, I mean, I've certainly found I've been, singing, that period of singing every single day was really helpful for me as well. I keep whacking my oversized microphone. Both choirs you've created for me have saved my mental health. Oh, presumably you're referring to Military Wives choirs. Franny Bobs says, I sing alto in a church choir, missing it so much, but the Great British Chorus helped so much to lift the depression at the start of lockdown. I think that it was sort of overwhelming because I think that it was such a desperation in those first weeks. And we had like 200,000 people signed up. Those first sessions were watched over 150,000 times. Crazy. And I think that as we settled, people started to find out what they needed to do to get themselves through. And we settled into many choir members, but lots of people who, I mean, pre-existing choir members, lots of people who'd never sung before. So that's been great. Hi, Rachel Parks. I have a microphone in my bedroom. People pick me up on it. Private information. Bring sunflowers. It's hard to keep up with this. I stopped choir just before lockdown due to A levels, so this has been amazing, says Becky Taylor. I've been able to keep singing. This has helped me so much with my anxiety. Thank you. Four exclamation marks. That's a big thank you, Becky Taylor. And singing really can help with anxiety. There is no question about that. Could I do a shout out? Tom Mason, Channel 1. Wow, there's a lot there. Quite short. Monty Python Adventure, and finally Channel 5 Online Taskmaster. There you go. I was supposed to be singing at Disneyland Paris with my choir, says Emily Richardson. It's been cancelled. That's terrible. And of course, everybody's asking about the tomatoes. The tomatoes are really well. They're enjoying a bit of sun right now. Yeah, they're all out now. So they're all out of the house. And I think we're just about to get seriously hot here in London. So that's going to do them good. Now, that's 30 minutes of YouTubing. So I'm going to say goodbye. But this was very fun. And it seemed to work. It worked. You could hear me. Amazing. Thank you for all your questions. I'm going to do these periodically. And I'm building up. I'm sort of trying to work out exactly what it is I want to do with YouTube. But I think I'm getting there. All the best. Have a nice day.